So hello everyone. Today's video we will going to discuss about the different mythological creatures in the Philippines. So first, what does the mythical creature means? So mythical creature, it is a legendary or mythological creature, also called fabulous creature and fabulous beast. So it is a super natural animals, generally a hybrid, sometimes part human, whose existence has not or cannot be proven, and that is described in a folklore, but also a historical accounts before history becomes a science. So, one of our favorite Halloween pastimes is sharing horror stories. They can be either be based from the personal experience of one person or passed on from generations through word of mouth. So, of course, these stories wouldn't be complete without the subjects, which are the supernatural beings. So, some of them may be a myth, but some of them may be true. Only one thing for sure, they make our sleepovers, campings, and casual hangouts totally exciting. And now, let me take you to a countdown of the top 10 scariest monsters, creepers, and creatures that have become popular creatures that have been uh, I'm sorry, that has been become popular creatures or subject of the Philippine urban legends and horror stories since the immemorial. So let us start discussing the top 10 scariest local Filipino monster in the Philippines. So first is Aswang or the Philippine ghost. So Aswang is a legendary humanoid which sort of a cross between a vampire and a witch. So regular townspeople by day, they become the cannibals with a voracious appetite for human flesh by night. So they can also be transformed into either a black or boar or the huge of the dog. So some say that they are mostly female and they prefer butchering as occupation. So the next time you see that quiet and exclusive lady butcher. So the second is mangkukulam or bruja or witch. So they are said to be people, especially women, and who possess supernatural powers and have the ability to cast evil spells to their victims. So they are the bad witches. They use dark magic, or mangkukulam is often stereotyped as the donning a black dress, wearing too much dark makeup, and having the unkempt hair. So that is the mangkukulam or witch. So the third is Chanak, also known as Impacto. So they are said to be babies who died without receiving the baptism rites. So Chanak can be also be the offspring of the woman and the demon, on an aborted fetus who comes back to seek revenge on its mother. They often disguise as a normal baby, but once they prey comes closer, that's the time they reveal their monstrous form, and they were going to attack into the innocent people. So number 4 is Tikbalang. So they are the mythical creatures with a horse head and human's body, and also the horse feet. So they are found of raping females to give birth to more tikbalang. They are also like to trick travelers into getting lost in mountainous or forest areas. So these tikbalans are they are targeting the women for them to give birth uh, tikbalang. So let's proceed to the number 5, which is the manananggal. So one of the variations of aswang, like a typical monster, they are not the photogenic and neat. At night, these winged creatures separate their torso from their body and use the upper half to fly on the top of the houses and prey on the fetuses of the pregnant women. So for dinner, they extend their long, sharp tongues for the rooftop to the navels of their victims. So thanks to the water sealant, so because the mananggal cases seem to have been dropped over the past few years. So tip, in case you see the lower part of the manananggal's body, so drench them with the whatever spices and vinegar you have, because they are the allergic to the anything savory. So those are the things that you must have to apply into the half body of the manananggal. So number 6, tik tik. So tik tik is a bird that serves as a spotter from its master, which is the aswang. So some says it's the alter ego of aswang. The tik tik emits a unique, loud chirp, which is the tick tick tick, that serves as the warning to the victims. When it's loud, it means that the aswang is still far from the victim. So if you heard those kinds of sounds, go to a huge of people, because they were not going to attack when they see that there's a lot of people. So let's proceed to number 7. So Sirena and Shokoy, also known as the mermaid and merman. So mythical creatures of the ocean. These are the mythical creatures of the ocean. So the Sirena is a female and has a human body and a fish tail. So mer it it mesmerizing beauty is said to attract the fishermen and tourists and lure them to the sea until they never to be found again. On the other hand, the shokoi, or the male counterpart, they takes a human form and scaled bodies. They have gills on the neck, and for the lower extremities, they have either fish tails or scaled legs and webbed feet. They are said to be drone humans for their own consumptions. So the number 8 is capre. So the capre is a tall, dark, and rather filthy giants whose hobby is hiding atop of the large trees and smoke rolls of cigar. So their pastimes is to scare the childrens and the vacationers away. If you find yourself stuck in a place and just going around in circles, you might have been played by the capre. In such case, remove your top and reverse it before wearing it on again. Number 9 is white lady. So they are wandering spirit of women who died of injustice, just like of the victim, rape, hold up, kidnapping, and etc. They are seeking for revenge or closure. Depicted in a white dress, a white lady sometimes they change into black or red depending on their mood and season. Feel their presence with their hair raising wheels and weightless roaming. Their favorite spots are the houses, roads, and at the backseat of the cars. Sometimes you'd also see them through your rear view mirrors when you're driving alone at night. And lastly is duende or goblin, elf, and dwarf. So they are small, childlike creatures who dwell in houses, trees, underground, mounds, and rural areas. Duende usually comes out at noon for about an hour, and at night na they can be good or mischievous depending on how you treat them. So, thus the expression tabi-tabi po is often used to give respect to the presence of the duendes. Keep on losing things the moment you need them, only to find them later on. The Filipinos shares various beliefs in the supernatural, even in such modern times. Maybe or many still believe that mythical creatures live among us. This may be attributed to the old folk tales they were told in their childhood or to the creative minds and storytelling abilities of Filipinos. Some creatures are thought to be like gods and goddesses, acting as divine providers and guardians to the townspeople. On the other hand, some viewed as villainous, causing misfortune and troubles. Get to know of some of them as we list down some of the well-known Filipino mythical creatures. So that would be all for today. Thank you for listening and God bless.